Yes, hello and welcome to another episode, actually a revamp of the entire podcast featuring myself, Michael.
Jav.
And look, we've been doing the Future Proof podcast for a while in relation to our business scaling edge, where we've just been talking about different things regarding AI and marketing and business. But we wanted to shake up a bit, man. We want to shake up a little bit. Like, we're two lads from Southeast London, yeah? We're, born and raised in Southeast London. We absorb and consume a lot of stuff to do with the culture. And we want to feel free to talk about that stuff, yeah? So although we're educated, although we're businessmen, although we're going to educate and help you and bring value on this when it comes to business and bring our perspective, we still want to talk about the thing that we want to talk about. So when it comes to names, we ain't fully decided a new name yet, but we will have one soon. And, you're going to see some differences, but you're going to get more regularity, more consistency, and a more enjoyable watch, man. So how you feeling, bro?
I'm leaving today. I might say tomorrow. So
yeah, that's the perfect segue.
I'm just excited to get going, to be honest.
Nah, talk to us, man. We got 5 minutes. Like, talk to us. So you're going Colombia, yeah? What's in your mind regarding Colombia? Why are you even going Colombia? Talk to us.
Yeah, because of England, bro.
I hear it.
Yeah, so going to Colombia today, literally in about.
I'm jealous. Let me just not lie. I'm jealous, innit?
Yeah, 8 hours.
Jealous, innit?
And yeah, well, I fly to Canada, then Colombia. But you know what? Yeah, I just think the last 2-3 years, getting away in the winter, it's just like, let me just get away in the winter. I don't mind. I've realized now, I'm not one of them guys that say, oh, I hate England. I thought I was, but I realized it's not necessarily that I don't like being in London or the UK. It's that in the wintertime, I don't like it. But in the summer, bro, London's sweet. I think England is sweet in the summer,
100%.
So it's like, I'm thinking now, that balance, that work balance, or that life balance is like, I'm going to enjoy my summers. Then in the winter is to travel. The winter is like where I get away, make sure all my systems are in place to work remotely, So this is more, let me see what it's like on a long term. But I probably won't do another trip as long as this.
Okay.
I think I'm going to do winter trips, but more like dotted around different places, but not like a straight 2-month block like this one.
Yeah.
So, and when I come back, obviously there's a lot of stuff man wants to do. So
yeah.
Like,
but you can move around in Colombia anyway.
Yeah, I need to move around in Colombia, yeah. So
that's the beautiful thing, bro. You got Mexico down there, you got loads of places.
True, yeah. So yeah, man, more just to get away, get some winter sun, lock in as well, focus. I think this year is a year to really get some sales, and I think we've got a good little process going with the ads. I think now it's like, can we make money on the ads? You're focusing on LinkedIn. Can we make them both work like together? Together,
innit? Yeah, essentially, yeah. No, that's big, man. Yeah, I think the whole traveling thing, I'm the same with it, man. I'm the same with it. I think I would have actually done another long stretch as well, but I think that I want to more, transparently make permanent my dual living, like basically of Dubai half and England half.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I'm working on, and then just travel a lot around that. Because similarly, I can never just fully leave London, because for me personally, apart from just enjoying, not London, but England, and apart from just enjoying England, it's more about, for me, it's just like, if you're not around like the people you love and care about, like what's the point?
What's the point of life, innit?
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, for me, innit, like, what, to just make loads of money? We're gonna make loads of money. I'm gonna make loads of money. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I want to link my people every so often, at least. You know what I mean? There's a birthday that I want to be there. There's a thing. I got nieces and little cousins growing up. I want to,
You want to be there, innit? And I think like a lot of people talk about tax, and I hear it, but the more you look into it, I'm going to look into the cameras. I say this is not financial advice, but the more you look into it, there are ways you can have an international tax strategy that allows you to keep your profits. Did you know? Have you heard the thing about Starbucks?
Yeah, they're not based in
Starbucks for the last 13 years.
They ain't paid no tax.
0 UK tax.
I heard about that.
And basically they have this obviously works at a high level, but they have a multinational business, and what they do is their American branch sends an invoice to their UK branch. That basically covers all the costs, like all the expenses, all the marketing costs, all the franchise material. And that invoice that they send basically would have been all their profit. So imagine they're sending 50 M's to the US side. So obviously that money can't be taxed because obviously it's an expense to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
business.
yeah,
So they don't pay any UK. It's a way that it's not as simple as that, but that's
yeah,
essentially what they're doing. So their parent company
yeah.
is invoicing their UK company, and that's why the UK company isn't paying tax, even though they're making over 100 M's a year.
I heard about it, but I didn't know the intricacies of
Right.
what it was.
So it's quite simple. Well, it's quite simple.
There's ways, bro.
Yeah.
There's ways. It's like if you know, there's ways, and you know what? We'll get an accountant on. Like I got a good friends an accountant, your sister's accountant. We can bring them in and we can talk about that because it's not tax evasion. It's not tax. What? There's two, isn't it? There's
Not tax evasion.
There's tax evasion, and there's the other one, tax something. I can't remember it right now. But this is a perfect segue actually to the main topic for today, right? And the main topic is about the middle class disappearing. This is something that's been on my radar for a while, right? And it's just, you know, I think first thing first is to kind of define what the middle class is, right? So it's almost like a saying. So you can't really define it factually, but you can kind of go by the times and what people are saying, right? So what they're saying, we'll go US first, right? So to be in the lower income tax bracket in the USA, it's under 56,000 a year. Middle class is considered 56 to 160,000 a year, and upper is considered over $150,000 a year, right? In the UK, basically, if you're earning below 30 to 35, that's when you're considered the working or lower class. Middle class is considered 40 to 75k, and then upper is anything from 80k per year. This is all per year, right? So essentially, this is definitely like decreasing over time, and some of the reasons that, you know, we can see the middle class declining, so those people in the middle bracket, is basically asset inflation outpacing wages, right? So properties, stocks, all of these things are costing more to get to buy into, whereas like wages aren't going up, right? Another thing is wage stagnation versus cost of living. That's something that we're clear on, but for anyone that doesn't understand, is that people's wages aren't going up
at the same rate.
At the same rate that cost of living is. So like, you know, funny enough, me and my girl was in a sauna yesterday, and then some old lady was talking about, oh yeah, like the cost of eggs, stuff like shit like that, like, or the cost of cinema, like it's all different. She don't know how her grandchildren are getting on.
Yeah.
And then a big thing that kind of two more that I'll talk before we go into it. Automation and AI is basically taking away a lot of mid-level jobs. It's going to remove a lot of mid-level jobs. And lastly, debt-based living is becoming normal. So most people are taking out debt for things that used to will not do. Yeah, you pay for it. Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? So yeah, what's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts on the middle class
I think
evaporating?
So if we're saying middle class is 30 grand.
40.
Okay, so
40 to
over
80.
35. Okay, 40 to 80.
But yeah, that's it. Over 35.
Over 35 to 80 is that middle band, yeah?
Yeah.
I think that, so basically what's happening is, by the
also, sorry, not to cut you, that's actually, it's not even that mad, because that's also in a dual household, you can combine it.
Yeah.
They're not looking at, it's just,
could be a middle house family, like
yeah,
middle
they're
class
just looking at it as a house, like
right.
what you can afford.
Okay, so even with that,
but it's not London. London might be a bit different.
Yeah, but then what I was gonna say is that with that, just because of the way the cost of everything is going up, basically that middle class is becoming smaller and smaller, isn't it?
Smaller, yeah. And some people are saying it's evaporating as well.
Right. I think, yeah, it's a conceited effort, bro. Since COVID. COVID, I think there is an effort to basically, we're creating two classes of people in it. People, the haves and the have-nots in it. And that's where it's heading, bro. And it's getting to the point where I think that people, they want us to not have anything. Like, they want us to not have assets. Yeah, we need to be dependent on the state. Yeah, without getting too conspiracy theory. But it's happening though.
Of course, yeah.
It's happening. They want us to become dependent on the state. And then obviously, if you're doing well enough and you can get by without, then so be it. So I think that's where we're heading, because especially in the UK, disposable income is just getting lower and lower for people.
Yeah.
And it's harder for them to, and that's why people say England is not like a very business friendly country, because even if you have ambitions to have a startup, you know, maybe build a brick and mortar business or whatever, like with the rates, business rates, taxes, it's getting harder for people to just do that. So they have to get a job.
Yeah.
So they have to, and if they can't get a job, then they become reliant on the state.
Yeah.
So it's just all like a cycle.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. I can't really, everything you just said is what I've kind of thought it to be for a while, that there is a bit of a plot behind the scenes to become reliant, especially in the UK and the US. And I think something that comes into this conversation is benefits. And it's hard to kind of take a side with the whole benefits thing, because I was having a debate with someone, like a family member, right? And I was kind of talking about Dubai. And they was basically trying to, like, not shit on Dubai, but just be like, you know what, I don't think Dubai is that great as everyone thinks it is. And I'm actually, this is them speaking, grateful to be living in and from and have a British passport. And they're mainly because of the free benefits. They're like, if you're come here, if you're disabled, if you're this or you're that, you got free healthcare. You've got free this. You're going to get money from the thing. Whereas if you go to some of these countries, if you are not their own,
then you're done.
Yeah, you're done.
You're
basically,
done.
if you have struggle with this, or if you can't afford to pay XYZ, you get kicked out.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, you got to go. I don't think they'll actually kick you out of the country, but unless your visa runs out, but they'll say you got to go, right? So there's that side of benefits and whatever. Is it bad? And I'll throw this at you. Like, do you think, is it bad to have the NHS? Like,
no, it's not bad. But the problem is, and I had a conversation with someone about this the other day. The problem is that what happens is people come into the country knowing the system. Like the migrants or immigrants, whatever you want to call them, they're immigrants. They come into the country knowing the system. Even like Jamaican people, bro. Like Jamaican people, some of them come in knowing, right, if I can get in, I get universal credit. I might get a council house.
Yeah. Especially back in the day.
Yeah,
right?
bro.
Like
Especially back in the day, yeah.
Everyone, capitalize on that.
I think that when people know the system and they know that if they can get into the system, that's when it's bad.
Okay.
But I think if people were using it with genuine intentions, because have you seen, I wish I should have tried to find this before. Have you seen, like, there was this article basically that explained there was a woman and there were a family and the woman doesn't work.
Okay.
And they were saying that if she started to work and lost her benefit, she would earn less.
Yep.
I can't remember the exact, it was like, but she'd be earning like a $1.5 grand less a month if she actually went into work.
I've heard about this.
She basically was like, well, I'm not going to work. My husband he's still considered to be under like the threshold. Okay. I can still get benefits even though he's working.
So they make more. I've heard of that. I've heard this.
And she's capable of working, like fully capable of working.
Yeah, but because she doesn't,
So in some ways, the system doesn't help.
Yeah.
But people also know how to game the system.
Yeah.
So NHS is good. I think we need it. I think countries should have universal healthcare.
Yeah.
But it needs to be managed better. We need to kind of look at how it's being invested in, because one thing about England, bro, they will put money into nonsense and not the country, bro. Like, there's people sleeping on the streets, bro. There's food banks, but we got money to send to Ukraine, bro. Like,
yeah.
Like,
it's tricky, man, because you hear so much different conflicting things. Like, I have heard that a lot of people, now I won't say there's people sleeping in the streets across the UK. That's the truth. But I know they do put money into housing people sleeping in the streets in certain areas. So if it's like touristy areas, if it's central London or whatever, they don't want them in the streets, right? So they actually pay supported living house owners, right, to house them. Do you get what I'm trying to say to you?
Yeah.
And, you know, they'll say that they're doing that maybe across the nation, but I don't know. I think, definitely. So what, just one last one before we get into some of the, like, what our viewers can actually do about this, yeah? So what is the benefit of them doing that then? Like, conspiracy or not, let's get into it, innit?
Benefit of them
just evaporating the middle class. Because this is what the whole big thing about AI is about. Like, everyone is saying that.
And the electric cars and stuff, isn't it?
The electric cars.
The whole, like, moving everyone off gas and petrol and trying to get everyone to do electric
so.
and ride bikes.
Of that. I didn't think of it like that.
That's a part of it as well, though.
Why? How?
Like, so it's a part of the part where I mentioned they don't want us to own anything. So
Okay,
if they can get
okay.
everyone on the electric cars, now
I heard something about
the
this.
next thing is, okay, well, your car's controlled by electric. We control the batteries,
electric,
the battery production, and it's electrical, which means if they wanted to, they could probably just shut your car down.
Shut it down,
They
yeah.
probably can have some type of system.
It's tapped into the system. It could be
Yeah.
Wi-Fi connected, essentially.
And then
like,
the digital ID, and now it's like, okay, everything's all linked up.
that's a whole nother episode. Honestly, the digital ID, but it does interlink.
It's all linked. So then now they can control you without even having to control you. Whereas if everyone keeps getting gas cars, there's still an element of freedom to it. Also, they can control the petrol stations, but there's still an element of, you know, it's a gas car, innit? No, you can't, no one can stop you.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, what's the benefit?
What's their big plot, bro? Like, what do they want? Do they want like human slaves? Like, what do they want?
But that's what I was about to say. Literally, I was about to say not slavery, but essentially it's like a pseudo slavery where if human beings are dependent on the state, there's less uprisings, there's less protests, there's they can almost control the economy in a way because they know exactly what's going in, what's coming out. Then you've got the upper class who, you know, they can afford to pay into the system to keep them, the government and everyone like wealthy. So, and then there's no one in between. There's less freedoms in between because then the in-between's not going to exist.
Yeah,
so the people that can't afford it, they're dependent on the state. They have no freedom technically.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be the elite, like the rich, mad rich people. That there's still going to be a level below that. They will have freedom, but they're going to have to pay for the freedom, and they can afford to pay for the freedom. So they keep feeding. That's the only way I can see it, because I don't really see a direct benefit. I don't know if you thought of it.
No, I haven't, to be honest with you. It's too, it gets too technical because, like it just doesn't even make sense, because even you can make the upper class harder to get into too, because you could say, especially in America, I know that $1 million was the dream at one point.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like, it's not even what it was before. Do you get what I'm trying to say to you?
Yeah.
Even in the UK, once upon a time, I remember the childhood show, you sit down, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? It was just like, that was the big number,
big thing,
right?
Yeah. Getting to $1 million, isn't it?
But when you look at it now, like, bro, you might have an average person on the street whose house is worth $1 million. They could sell it today, but they wouldn't even do it because it's not gonna completely change their life like that. Like, they can't forever stop working and all of that. Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? So,
and having $1 million now, what does it really do for you? Like, obviously it's $1 million, isn't it? But like, if you had $1 million cash, you wouldn't even want to keep it in cash. You'd want to put it in something ASAP.
Put it to work.
Because that $1 million is gonna depreciate like that, bro, with the way inflation is.
This is a perfect segue to this, because something we want to do in every episode when we bring up these type of topics is look at what you as the viewer can do, right? So like, what's the take home and what you can do practically right now? And I've got 5 things, and I'll present 4 actually, and I'll ask you as well. And one of them, my first one is actually this, right? Upskill, take courses, and become more valuable. Because I think that they always say this thing of like, lottery winners are the like quickest to lose all their money, yeah?
Yeah.
But I think when we're just talking about having £1 million, if you give £1 million to John and you give £1 million to Jerry, yeah? Jerry is a 9-to-5er, that's all he's ever known. John is an entrepreneurial person. Jerry is gonna potentially lose the money or not know what to do, or just, you know what I mean? Versus John can turn it to 10 or 5. Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? And I think
John could also lose it though, by taking a crazy risk.
Yeah, okay, obviously you got the nuances as well. But the point I'm making is essentially that $1 million don't mean nothing to you if you don't know what to do with it.
Right. Okay,
you understand? So
yeah.
forget about the entrepreneur, because that's something we have to talk about more as well. That it's not just entrepreneur, it's knowledge. And that's why I said about upskilling and take courses and become more valuable, because that's how you essentially make more money. Because if we're talking about 30,000, or let's say 50,000 in the UK, I think let's say 60,000 is enough to call you middle class, right? Depending on how you want to live. You're making 30,000. If you learn another skill, get another job, or earn another income from another thing, that income might now be bringing you an extra 20,000 a month. Now you're also a year, and now you're making 50, 60,000. You're now in a different class bracket, and then you now making money remote, and then you might now invest some of that money into this, and maybe you're getting dividends, whatever. Now you're making a little bit. Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? So it's not something you can't break out of, but it's an education thing. Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? So I think that's one thing that they definitely can do. Like, what's one thing you think they can do to avoid this whole escapade?
Because of all the things you said, it's kind of a broad thing. But I would say the next thing would be to think about setting up multiple residencies. So don't just lock yourself into one country. Like, obviously,
Yeah, no, I heard that actually.
yeah,
I
like,
heard that.
even though we're here, and at the start of this episode, we spoke about, like, we don't think we'll ever fully leave, but we probably want to be multi-state, you know?
100%,
Like,
yeah.
to do that, you need to have either another a visa or you need to have another passport.
Yeah.
Right? So the easiest, quickest thing you can do is lock yourself into getting another visa, passport in a country that you like. The two best places that I've now seen, obviously Dubai is one, but Paraguay is another place.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard about Paraguay's like zero tax, just like Dubai.
It was zero tax, yeah.
3 days to go there, get the thing. And the difference is with Dubai, obviously we've got to go there every 6 months. There you don't have to. You just get 2 years. So and you can, so like, obviously we've got the Dubai one. You can have 3. You can go there and get the Paraguay one. So
there's different. I've heard people say that, and this again, it's not financial advice. It's just what I've heard. Setting up businesses in Portugal like that, which is around the corner. Like,
yeah.
I think that's a big point that you make there, man. It's just, I always say that the reason that we're even here is because our parents were in a different country and said, where's the better opportunity? You know what I'm saying? Where's the better opportunity than there? And they've got on a plane somehow.
And they just did it.
And they've gone and got that. You know what I'm saying? So I think what you're saying makes a lot of sense, that people need to think more. One of my mates always says this, is like, bro, see this passport thing, this is your Oyster card. It's not a passport. Like, go and travel and go where the opportunity is and make money. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's a fact, bro. It's a fact.
That's powerful, man. I think another thing is, so a lot of viewers will be like parents or have nieces and nephews or whatever, right? Future planning and AI-proof careers. It's like what used to be the norm, or what used to be what you need to do, which was maybe like, all right, get a degree or this, that, is no longer the only thing that's going to set someone up for the future. So you got to look at the scope of where the world is going, and whether we like it or not, we're going into a tech-heavy world. Do you know what I mean? Like you said, electric vehicles. What opportunities does that bring? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Loads. Like, you could start building the charging stations. Like, yes, they're going to be expensive, yes, or whatever, but loads of things are expensive. You could start that now in loads of little different areas. You can look at areas that are like underdeveloped, that obviously big people, developers are going to come and put money into with time, especially if it's in a certain area, and you can start putting charging, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
But just, planning and getting your kids and younger people to not just always go the traditional route, because a lot of traditional jobs may not be the same as what they were. Do you know what I mean? So looking at future planning as well.
Yeah. I think to add to that as well is like, even the traditional jobs, you've now got to start to look at them in a sense of, can I use AI in them? So we spoke at a school recently, and I can't remember one of the guys, I can't remember what one of the kids said, maybe about being an electrician, architect, I think.
Okay, yeah.
He said architect, because we gave them a task.
Yeah, architect,
and he
I
said
believe
like
so.
he would use AI to like
through the
sketch out
job plans, yeah.
So like, something like that. Obviously, I know an architect. We spoke to him earlier last year.
They're using it, yeah.
That was one of his business ideas to I think he's already launched a business.
Yeah.
So I know people are doing it.
Yeah.
But it's not I don't think it's at the scale that it's gonna get to. It's gonna get there.
Of course.
Imagine if you're getting in there early. So yeah, I agree with that.
Bro, like even, not to cut you, just, these meta glasses. The meta glasses are now, you wear them and then they're taking pictures or whatever. Obviously, at some point, they're going to have it in a way where you can just look at some of it, take pictures, and then that can connect with AI that might make the floor plan. You have to think like this if that's the way we're going. You can't be thinking like, oh yeah, my business is just going to be drawing it.
Yeah. It's not, it's done, bro. It's done. AI has just made everything mad. The other thing that I think people need to start doing, obviously you said kind of future proofing, is also they need to start this is actually more on a, we said travel, but actually travel. So I know you said the residencies.
Yeah, different
But like,
residences.
I mean now, like, so you got your residency, you've got AI proof, you've got, I can't remember the first thing you said, like upskilling, all that stuff.
Upskilling, yeah.
Now I actually think if you have the capacity to do it, you should actually travel.
Travel.
Travel just to keep yourself open to what's possible, meet different people, and travel to places where people are doing the things that you want to do. So Dubai is obviously a great place for that, because when we go there, we always get like some type of gem, or
100%.
there's always a gem there. There's always something.
Yeah, it's
whether
different.
it's business, we picked up a client, or
Last time,
or
yeah, exactly,
a meeting that
yeah.
was like, wow, that meeting was useful.
Literally.
There's always something. You don't always get that here. You can get that in England, but you need to be in a hotspot. You need to be in London. You need to be in Manchester. You need to intentionally go and try and find it. Dubai, you don't even have to find it.
The quickest deals recently we've done have been all Dubai centered. The one last time we went to Dubai, we met them on let's say we met them on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
I think before we even left Dubai, they had confirmed they're in. This was like maybe 5 days later. And then recently again, remember, we had a meeting this Tuesday.
Yeah.
They confirmed, they want to confirm within 2 days, 3 days, they've confirmed.
Yeah.
You get
right.
And they're what? They're Dubai based.
They're Dubai based. You're right.
About to get this Dubai money though.
Yeah. So travel, man. And not even just Dubai, but travel. Go to America. Like, go to the hotspots, man. Meet people, because that's something I want to do more of. Like, not just like long trips, but just going
100%.
to events and stuff, and going to different countries. So yeah, man, I think the opportunities are endless, man. It's just now, things might seem hard, but Michael used to have a lyric, life's hard, but I am too.
I am too. Last we had a little technical difficulty, but we're back fully. So we was on, where was we on? We was talking about what you can do for yourself to avoid being wiped out completely from the middle class, or just even making money and having a good, way of living. So yeah, future planning, man. AI-proof careers, because a lot of things are going to be redundant. Like you said, with the architecture, typically now someone goes in, they take pictures, maybe they draw a floor plan, maybe now they're starting to use apps and stuff like that. But eventually, we've seen it with the Meta glasses. If you don't know about it, Ray-Ban has partnered with Facebook, and they've got these glasses that essentially have a camera on them and headphones and whatever. So you can literally walk into a house, take pictures, say click, take pictures of the whole place, and that can eventually probably will connect to AI and draw the floor plans for you. Do you know what I mean? Like, how many people who are paying people for surveys of their house? Now, how many people are paying people to draw floor plans? That's going to become redundant. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, just looking at how to plan your career in a way that it doesn't,
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, they need to get ready for that, because it's coming. It's going to get rid of a lot of the menial jobs,
the middle ground jobs. Yeah.
And then that's the attack on the middle class, I guess.
It's a big one
to an extent. Yeah, man. I think the last thing really is, I think people should travel, man. If you have the capacity to do so, travel. Every time we travel, we always pick up a gem, even if it's like a short trip, 10 days or whatever. Go to countries where people that are doing the things that you want to do, or because it's not that there isn't successful business owners in the UK. They are here. Like, don't get twisted.
They're just not integrated.
Yeah, it's not as integrated, man. Whereas you go somewhere like Dubai, man, there's hotspots. People are there because of the money.
Yeah.
And I'm saying Dubai is the be all and end all. It's the best place in the world. But whenever I go to Dubai, bro, I just feel like we pick something up
100%
to some degree. I'm not necessarily always talking about money, but we might pick up a gem that we learned from someone. We might get this piece of game that was like, oh, this is how they're doing their business. Maybe we can learn that and adopt that. Just something. It could be small, bro. Like, you just told me about this guy now, the famous guy. He's got a cafe, and then he's got the run club.
All in
and he's
one
about
place.
to open a gym. And I'm thinking, well, we're thinking about opening a podcast studio. Why don't we have one here, one in Manchester, one in Dubai? Like, it's just, man. I think in the UK, it can be harder to get access to people like that. It's not that they're not there, but you don't always get access to them.
Of course.
And I think that's what's...
Why do you think that is? I know what I think it is. What do you think it is?
Wait. There's a few things, man. England is very gatekeepy. People like to gatekeep. Another thing is, England's not safe, bro.
That's what I was gonna say.
It's not safe, bro.
It's safety. That is the reason why people are more closed off.
Yeah, you can't let too many people around you in England, man, because you don't know what can happen.
The same people go to Dubai and they're free. The exact same people, bro.
And they're wearing their Rolex.
You'll meet the exact same people in England that are doing really well in Dubai, and they're just talking to you so freely, bro.
Yeah.
But in here, UK, you know,
people are guarded. They're worried. Yeah, they have that in the back of their mind.
Raheem Sterling, even this Yanamize guy. You heard of Yanamize? He's a guy who does car raps. He's actually friends with that guy as well. They made a lot of money. He's done it. A lot of the jewelers that are quite like, you know, Instagram famous. Like a lot of them have had these home invasions. Bugsy Malone,
yeah. Bro, in England, bro, you can't have nice things, bro. Someone's always got red eye, bro. Someone's always jealous of you.
And the systems aren't in place. Like, you know, I had a car stolen off my driveway the other day. Bro, it was just like, really, it was just like, yeah. It is what it is.
They don't, oh my, it's so funny you say that, yeah? I was just thinking that yesterday, like, when stuff happens to your vehicle, bro, nothing happens.
Brother, it was like, because man had to go, the only reason I had to go through that process extensively, not even the fact that two men have pulled up, like, masked up to your, you know what I'm saying, and stole a car, it's more just because, like, of insurance, isn't it? And so that's why I had to go through the things with them. And it was literally just like, we'll turn on our AMPRs to see if it flags. I'm thinking, who the flip is going to steal a car and just drive it around with the number plates?
Yeah.
That's going to work if you get a kid that's just stolen a moped and they're joyride or something like that. Even they're going to change the flipping license plate. And then that was literally the extent of it.
Right. No investigating.
They ain't going to investigate
no,
that. I even felt dumb thinking. I would have felt dumb to even think that they're going to investigate my crime when you know what's happening in the UK. Like the different types of things, what people are going through. Like, you know that this is on the small bucket list. So safety is a big thing, but you know, look, that's going to be across a lot of countries. Not Dubai is probably the safest. I think one of the safest countries in the world. So,
but this podcast could extend even
further.
We're gonna
turn it to Dubai. Yeah,
but the reason it's safe is because if you do a crime, you actually get punished.
Yeah, you're dead.
England, bro. Some people do crimes, they don't get punished, innit?
It's true.
Or the punish is light.
Yeah.
So,
no, it's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
That's why.
Listen.
Yeah.
Look. The last one I had, but it's more of a wrap up, is think about money differently. Yeah. I think that's actually even more important than how much you make. You know, I know people who, you know, have gotten kind of like wealthy off of teacher wages, all different types of wage and different type of jobs. So it is really about more so what you do with the money and how you think of the money, like investing in assets over time, stuff like that, right? But building a business, understand, you know, whatever it may be. So for me, yeah, that's the best thing that you can do. But look, man, that, you know, let us know your take in the comments. Obviously, do us a favor and subscribe, like, and share, because we're gonna give you a lot of value. Anything, you know, in the description, you know, you may see, will be there to give you value. So any courses, materials, or whatever that we can do. Listen, man, we want to end off with a tradition, yeah? End the show tradition. I want you to give me, bro, one song that you're listening to recently, man. It could be a classic. It could be a new banger. Just something to give our audience, man.
Like, do I need to be listening to it regularly? Or is it
just something that comes to your mind as a song that it don't have to be regularly, but I should say it's a good song. We're going to add this to a playlist as well. Let's see if I can find whatever it is.
What have I been listening to lately? You know,
you're a music man, bro, so don't...
You know, I took a little trip back to Drake, you know, Take Care album.
Go on, which song stands out? That's a good album.
Underground Kings, bro. That song, I think that song's kind of underrated.
Kings. All right, cool. So
it's a good motivational song from Drake. Like, I think it's underrated, like, because he was still hungry then.
That's cold. I would have never thought of that song off of Take Care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would have thought of like maybe Cameras. Oh, that was a band. Crew Love. Yeah, that's the classic from Take Care. Yeah, and Headlines as well.
So I've been vibing to Underground Kings, man, because that puts me back, like being in the gym, just listening to that song. So
yeah, I'm gonna have to go back
to the playlist
on the way back. And then one more tradition is like any type of book or value or whatever. I'm gonna give one There's a book, Shoe Dogs. It's about the founder of Nike.
Okay.
It's just his story, and I'm not gonna lie. When I read that, it was probably like a month ago when I read it. Yeah, but I listened to an audiobook. I wanted to listen to that more than I wanted to watch like Netflix or anything like that. Like it's a movie, but just the grit of making it. Yeah, and what's actually mad about Nike, most people won't understand or know. Yeah, is I would say 90% of their journey, of his journey, or what felt like it, like them lot was just, their books was fucked. Excuse my French, like their books was crap. They were just not making profit at all.
Okay.
They were not making profit. And they actually just made bread by going public. So they was printing money. They was doing whatever. It's a long story. Go watch it. Like they was not making profit, but they kept reinvesting to the point where, like, let's say they might be making 10 mil a year, but then they're spending 9 mil a year, but then, you know, or 9.5, but then they went public and then the valuation
just went mad.
I think, yeah. So that's a good book, man. But anyway, that's me there, Michael.
Jav.
And that's us. We're out. Peace.